Hello, this is Kate, and I'm going to be doing a special tarot reading today for the new year. So it's a New Year's tarot reading, and it's just going to be kind of a quick snapshot of the year ahead and what kind of things we can expect. And I'm going to pull one card for each season. So I'm going to do a card for the winter, the spring, the summer, and the fall. And today I'm going to be using my new deck that I got for Christmas, and it is the Crystal Visions Tarot, and it's by Jennifer Galasso. And it's a really nice, really pretty deck. And so I'm going to start by drawing the first card, and the first card is actually going to represent the year as a whole. So it's just going to be kind of an overview card, just letting us know what the next year is going to be about and what we can expect. Okay, so the first card is the Chariot. Okay, so the Chariot is all about moving forward and definitely moving onward and upward. So it's a very powerful, action card. So a lot of movement in 2012, a lot of movement and a lot of change. And the nice thing about this card is all the changes are going to be not so much changes that are happening to us, but changes that we're instigating. So we're going to feel very, very much empowered in 2012, empowered to take action and make changes and step forward. So it's not going to be that experience of things happening to us. It's change that we're initiating. And it's a very, very powerful movement card. And if you look at it, you can see that the woman in the chariot is leading with two horses. So one's white and one's a dark horse. And the white horse I see is representing our light side, so our good qualities and the kind of qualities that we want to show to the world. And then the dark horse is kind of like our shadow self, so our more sort of unconscious personality traits, or our dark side, really. And so what I see in this card is kind of like a working together of our dark and our light side. So so being able to embrace our darkness as well as our light, and being able to integrate them so that we become more whole and more of a whole person stepping into 2012. So I think that's what this year is kind of going to be all about, is kind of maybe doing some shadow work and integrating these energies so that we're more whole and more complete moving forward. And I think I see this card, it's really like it really suggests a lot of change, and not just physical changes like new jobs and moving and things like that, but also spiritual changes as well. So both physical and spiritual changes. And if you look at the card, the woman, it seems like she's leaving a city behind. So there's kind of like this foggy, shady city in the background. At least that's how I see it. I guess you could interpret that as a forest too, but I kind of see it as a city. And I think this symbolizes leaving something behind, and perhaps leaving a certain way of life behind, or a way of thinking, and moving on for something else. So a lot of change, lots of action, but it's a very positive, very, very empowering, powerful card. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so this card is going to represent winter and what we can expect this winter. Ooh, and we've got the Hermit, and the Hermit is a really appropriate card to get for the winter, because it's all about introspection and going within, turning inside. So it's definitely a card that suggests meditation and exploring kind of the inner landscapes of yourself. It's also a card that suggests, and I mean, I'm interpreting this in terms of working on your shadow self and kind of exploring that, your darker side, and exploring the subconscious. And it's important, if you do that kind of work, to bring a certain sense of awareness and consciousness into your work. So having that awareness and letting that awareness kind of shed a light on your darker aspects and on the unknown. So staying conscious and staying centered within yourself when you do that kind of work. What else do I want to say about this card? This is a very it's a very interesting card in that it's suggesting that now is the perfect time to get comfortable being alone and get comfortable with yourself. So it doesn't mean you shouldn't socialize and go out and do things, but you want to take more opportunities than normal to do things alone, to meditate, go within, and really kind of get to know yourself and get really comfortable being alone. So really gaining a strong understanding of your inner landscape. And I think it's also about breaking free of the ego and letting ego go, and being able to observe your ego and being able to observe your mind and your thoughts and all those things that can sometimes bring us stress and misery and things like that. So definitely a very spiritual card.